You spent years studying predictive analytics, and what's a decision dealerships are still making with gut instinct that should probably be data driven? Gut versus real data.
I'll say this with service, kind of continuing this, like the service managers who are using data, but they're not like as sophisticated or they don't have the tools that they need. And so they'll say, what I call is like the law of averages. They'll say, hey, Dave, I got 100 hours of production capacity. Each RO is 2 hours. So I need 50 cars, right? And I'm good. I'm loading on my production capacity. The problem is there's huge variability. A car is not a car. So if you zoom out over 3 months, that's perfect. If you zoom in any given day, you're like, it's feast or famine. You might have loaded 125 hours and then the next day, 75 hours, right? All on the same premise of the law of average will work. So it's kind of like you started the math problem and you stopped too soon, basically, or they didn't, have the tools to continue the math problem.
It's amazing that if my numbers are right, you're the so all the cars that, particularly in major markets, all the cars that line up every day, 75% of them are there for oil changes. They're there during the warranty period, etc. And then you have all the other unknown variables that come into play, these swings that you're talking about. And they're really, really vast. And they're being overwhelmed. And the next day they don't have anything except oil changes. And it's only during the first couple hours. After that, they're out of there. So what you do is you take all that data and you're able to come up with a prediction and training and help them be much more efficient at what they're. Some places you need an appointment. What the hell do you need an appointment for? You're going to end up waiting 3 hours. What do I need an appointment for? I need an appointment to wait 3 hours, or and of course this creates the beginning of the end of the 7 out of 10 people that are defected by the time the warranty period's up because of those types of experiences. So what your company does is help all that scheduling hopefully slide, but you got to get a tremendous amount of buy-in too, don't you?
Yeah. I always say we're 50% software and 50% people because what we need is a service manager. We have to earn his or her trust that we're actually their tool, right? Like we're trying to bring their vision at, scale of math and automation and software and data. And that's a person to person interaction.
Yes,
With it.
it is.
And it's a partnership or I can't, I gotta get a better example, but I always just say like, we're like a caddy, like we're there supporting them. We're not there, it's their game that we're here to optimize their game for them. So
Do you find that when you're sitting down with whoever he or she is, and are they seeing predictable patterns after spending time with you that they didn't really give it much attention or really didn't understand that maybe they start to see there is a light at the end of the tunnel?
yeah, definitely. And it's also like it gets them to think about things and it's always validated with them experientially. And I'll just like, as we start building trust, I'll give you like one specific example, with this one service center on like Saturday. And this is played out with other service centers. So I'd say everyone's got a Saturday problem. Their problem is just different and, with it.
Yeah.
But there's this one service manager we work with and trying to build trust. And like, he kept having like some issues with Saturday. Then we looked at the data and like our predictions were spot on during the week, but we were always over predicting on Saturday. And then we started talking to him about it. And he's like, this makes perfect sense. He's like, customers don't want to be here Saturday. It's sunny outside. My employees don't want to be here, so they're declining everything. Right. Generally, which again, I put it in like consumer side is like, all right, I got my like to-do list on Saturday. Eventually then I'm going to do it and then I'm going to go relax. Right. Sitting here an extra 2 hours at the service center is not on the agenda for the Saturday. Right. So then what do we do about it? Well, let's just start biasing appointments to Saturday that we know can be very predictable. So it's a Toyota dealer. So that's like really heavy up on Toyota cares, because it's going to be oil change rotate and there isn't going to be much upsell. And then we can get them in and out and everyone's happy. Right. And then the 60,000 mile maintenance, requests, let's skew those to the week because there will be upsell and it might work better with their schedule and not sitting an extra 2 hours in the service center. So it's like these types of things that we bring forward with the data, but then we're always validating in real world of like, does this actually make sense or is our models wrong?